everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. So I have never done a cooking video for you before, so hopefully this works out really well. But today I'm going to be teaching you how to make Polish apple pancakes. My very good friend Martina showed me how to do it in my old house, and now I'm in my new house, and I thought I would try here and you guys could help me. So you're going to need some things first. First, you're going to need to have for sure a stove, and you will need a frying pan and a spatula for later, but don't worry, we'll use that in a bit. You're going to need sort of a medium-sized mixing bowl and a whisk. You'll need some milk, some plain flour. I'm using this one. You can use any plain flour. Some baking powder or baking soda. A little bit of sugar, 4 apples, and very importantly, you're going to have to peel the apples. I'm just using pink lady apples because they're my favorite. You could use any apple that you like so long as they're for eating. You're going to need a little teaspoon to do your measuring, some vanilla extract, a little cup to do some measuring as well. I use goo jars because they're very tasty chocolate if you're going to use a chocolate spread, so that's pretty nice. And you will need also 1 egg. So, are you ready and excited? Me too. I hope it goes well. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is that you're going to need some of your flour. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure out together 1 cup of flour, 1 little goo jar full of flour. So if you're with your grown-up can help you because they can put your bowl underneath it so that you don't spill any. Mine is here, I promise. So you're going to carefully pour your flour into your jar or spoon it in if that's easier for you grown-ups. Don't worry at all. Keep pouring. Oh, so pouring so carefully. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. So I have got 1 cup of flour. Okay, you can give it a little shake and you can see. And then you pour that into your mixing bowl. Very exciting times. I finished with my flour. I'm going to put it over here. The next thing that you need to do is you need to take your baking powder and you need to do 1 little teaspoon of it into your mixture. Just 1 teaspoon. Super. And the last step of the dry ingredients is that you're just going to do 1 teaspoon of sugar. Martina said more, but I think it's healthier with less, so we'll see. If you want to, you don't have to put any sugar. So there we go. I have my 1 little teaspoon and plop, in it goes. Super easy so far, right? You are following along. Lovely. The next step is that we're going to start to add all of our wet ingredients. So remember I talked about having 4 apples? Well, your grown-ups and you are going to have to peel your apples and then grate them up using a grater. So I have already used my grater. I peeled my apples and I grated them really well, and now I have my apples ready. They're going a little bit brown because I did it like 3 minutes ago and I didn't put any lemon juice on, so I'll keep them here safe. But don't forget about those apples because we're going to use them soon. So the next step that you need to do is that you're going to take your whisk, give your dry ingredients a little tiny whisk around. Whisk, whisk, whisk. See how I have sort of a nice hole there in the middle? And that is where your grown-up and you can work really hard to crack your egg in. So fingers cross that this goes well because I've not done it on television before ever, or Instagram, or anywhere else. Let's give it a try. So you're going to go tap, tap, plop your egg carefully in your bowl. Super. And then I always think it's important to wash your hands after, so I'm going to do that really super fast. So the next thing that we need to do is that we're going to add a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of vanilla extract. So your grown-up can help you to do your drop, but I just go ready, drop. So it's just a little bit to give it a little bit of vanilla-y flavor as well. Screw your lid on tight. So, are you ready? Here is the tricky part. You need to very carefully do a little bit of mixing now. So mix it up together in the middle. And you can see that, it isn't mixing. That's okay. Just do little whisks until you have kind of a little gloopy mess. I'll show you. There it is. Do you see my little gloopy mess? Lovely. It's gloopy because it doesn't have enough liquid yet. That's okay because we have our last ingredient. Well, second last. Now this one is tricky, but don't worry because we've been learning lots about full and empty and half full, quarter full and 3/4 full. Now you're going to take your glass or cup, or if you have actual measuring cups, 3/4, and you're going to pour your milk in. Again, get your grown-up to help you so that it's over your mixture, just in case something goes wrong. So, very carefully, I'm going to start to pour my milk in, and I want not half a cup, a little bit more. Bloop. There we go. See that? It's about 3/4 full. It's not half full, about 3/4 full. And then I'm going to really carefully pour that into my mixture. Tip. So, those are most of the ingredients. There's one more ingredient. We didn't forget about the apples. But our next step is to mix this up really well. So like I was doing before, really little mixes. Mix, 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 mix. And it shouldn't take too long until it starts to get mixed in. I'm leaving lots of flour around the edge because slowly that gets mixed in. If you mix it in too fast, I always find it just gets a little bit lumpy. Maybe you guys have bigger muscles than me and you can whisk out those big dots, but it's just easier if you do it like this. It does take longer though. How are your arm muscles feeling? This is like a PE workout as well. We're going to have big muscles after this. So you can see it's starting to come together a bit more. So now I just need to make sure I got all of the flour off the sides. We're going to give it a really good mix. Ready? Oops, you're there. Mix, mix, mix. And my mixture is nice and ready. Now, if yours is a little bit runny like mine, that's okay. I think I made it a little bit too runny this time, but that's okay. We'll live. And then you can either do two things. So Martina said, if you squeeze your apples, then you'll get a lot of the juices out. But I kind of like to leave the juice in because it's extra apple flavor. So if you just add a little bit less milk, that'll work. But it's tricky to measure when you're doing 3/4. So if, like me, it's gone a bit more, it'll be fine. Don't worry. So long as you haven't put a full cup in, you should be okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tip my apples in. Ready? There are my grated apples. Into my mixing bowl they go. Oh, come on. Plop. And voila! Give those apples a final mix. Ready? Splop them in. Splop. Is that a real word or a nonsense word? Definitely a nonsense word. Give it a good mix together. Wow, very appley. And your apple mixture is complete. Should I show you a bit more? There you go. Ooh. Very, very, very appley. So, now that you have your apple mixture ready, it's time for the final stage. Ooh. How do you think we're going to cook this? That's right! We're cooking on the stove. So make sure that you have your frying pan and your spatula ready. Lovely. So I can feel already by not touching the pan that it's very hot. So we're ready. I just need a plate and 2 little tissue papers to go on top for any extra oil. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop that. Here's a good place for that, I think. Lovely. You will need your grown-up to help you with this part because it's a bit tricky sometimes, and as well, your stove might just be a bit too high for you. So the first thing that we need to do is your grown-up needs to put a little bit of oil in your pan. I'm gonna move you closer. Ready? Just a bit, just to help it not stick, and as well to help get it a bit brown. And then give it a little bit of a swirl, swoosh, swirl, swishy swoosh. And then what you're going to do is you're going to spoon some of your apple pancake batter into your frying pan. Now hopefully it should do a little sizzle, maybe, if I've done it right. If not, it wasn't hot enough. Ooh, just a tiny sizzle. So 1 pancake there, 1 pancake there, 1 pancake there, and my last pancake, yeah, let's plop it here. Might need a little more of that one. So you just spoon it into your pan like that and give it a little bit of time to cook. So while that sizzles away a little bit, you can just twiddle your thumbs. Just kidding. And you can see it sizzling away quite nicely. Very nice healthy apple pancakes. And just take a little peek because they cook quite quickly sometimes if you have your pan quite warm like me. That's doing okay. Okay, so I'm going to do some little flipping them over in a second. So, pancake spatula goes under, flip. There we go for the second one. And flip. Oops. The third one, flip. And the fourth one, ready? And flip. Lovely. Oopsies. So our pancake is just lovely and golden and sizzling away. Very exciting times. Just while our pancakes are cooking, if you're thinking, oh, what will I eat this with, Miss Walters? Don't worry, it goes really well with lots of things. It goes really well with some nice jam, or you could use golden syrup. Or if you're feeling really lucky, you could even put it with a nice chocolatey spread. And that is where I got my jars from. So I think our pancakes are probably done now. Let's get them out and have a look. Yeah, that looks brilliant. Might need a little bit longer actually. And then we should be done. Yeah, that feels a little better. Still spongy, but not so gooey that my liquid is coming out. See? All cooked on the inside. Lovely. Well, everyone, all that's left is to take them out, plop them on your plate, and we are done. Don't forget to turn your ring off because otherwise it will be hot. Well everyone, I hope you've had a really nice time making pancakes. I've had lots of fun. Shall I show you my pancakes one more time? Oh, delicious. See you later. Bye.